Hi there. So in this video, I'm going to talk about appointment setter playbook. So you could have it all the time while working for your client. So this is for those who have already signed a client. You can watch it if you still don't have any client. You can still watch it. So I expect you to come back to this video now and then. So maybe I've 2 3 weeks, every 2 to 3 weeks, come back to this video, play it again, watch it again. It is like really important. And credits to Max in house, because I took some inspiration from him. So yeah, let's just dive into it. So it is going to be a simple guide for delivering results once you start working with a client. An introduction: who this playbook is for. This playbook is for an appointment setters who already got hired by a business owner or about to start working with one. Your job is to bring conversations, bookings, and new opportunities for the client. This document shows you the exact steps to follow so you can deliver good results. So I've been using some of the strategies that's going to be included here. It is working so well. So in this guide, you'll learn how to do outbound, how to do inbound. Some of the information here is going to be repetitive. I have already uh, I have already like told you some of the things in this like WOP training. So some of the stuff are going to be repetitive. So expect that, but it's still good to hear it once again. Then how to start conversations that convert, how to find good prospects, how to trigger looms the right way. The loom is the software that I'm using right now to film this video, how to book simple low pressure calls, and how to handle objections. How to hit the KPIs. Your client expects how to work daily in a clean system, and this is a full roadmap for you to perform well as a setter. So, section one: the role of a setter. And a setter obviously is not a closer. You already know that. Your job is to start and manage conversations, find pain points, give small value, build trust, and book the call. And clients expect setters to bring new conversations, follow the daily actions, handle inbound messages fast, do outbound messages every day. It also depends on what kind of client you have. Sometimes you're only going to be handling inbound messages, sometimes you're only going to be doing outbound messages, sometimes both. Then track leads correctly, book calls with qualified people, and this is what you are responsible for. Then section 2: how to identify the right prospect. A good setter must know who is worth talking to. So you are in some kind of way qualifying people, right? So look for obviously real profile with activity, posts about business or growth, someone who is a coach, consultant, agency owner, or service provider, or if it is B2C, business to consumer, then also like check someone that has real profile, active on their profile. Someone who tries to grow, someone who seems to make money or wants to. Strong countries like US, United Kingdom, Canada, Australia, Europe. It also, depends on the client that you have. Maybe you're only going to be targeting Polish people, Poland people, because you're going to work for a Polish business owner, right? Then what to avoid. So political content, corporate workers only, profiles with almost no posts, spam pages, people who look fully committed to a competitor. Talk to people who have potential to buy. Like this is the main thing. And here, corporate workers only. Um, Even with my offer, like it doesn't convert that well. So just in general, like in some cases, like you could connect and reach out to corporate workers, right? To sell some kind of service. So it depends as well. Then we have section 3: where to find outbound leads. So outbound means you start the conversation. So let's say I can show you an inbound process. So let's say I go here, Mitchell follows, and an outbound is basically me sending him a message and just sending a first like a message to get my dream outcome. Let's say I want to make him as my client, then I'm going to reach out to him with the first opening message, right? And I don't know why you can't see me, but give me a second. Now you probably should be able to see me. So I've given you an example of the outbound. Then best lead source is competitor audience. So let's say even in my case, we can go and find a setter coach, appointment and setter coach. Let's take her for an example. People who like competitor posts, right? So in this case, I am able, I think, to check it out. Social media manager, she might be a potential client. She might be a potential client as well. This account is private, so most likely it is not going to respond. But here we have some leads, right? So I've just given you an example. People who like competitor posts, people who comment. I don't understand this, but here we have a lead, right? We have a lead here. So I could actually do this. I could do this. I could do this. So I am stealing an ethical way. I am stealing an ethical way leads. Many businesses are doing that. So do that. It is a great strategy. So I've given you examples. People in competitor YouTube comments, people inside competitor funnels. These leads are already searching for a solution, right? So as I have given you an example somewhere, I'm not going to find it probably, but I've given you an example. So yeah, I hope it makes sense. Second best source, your client's own audience. So here, even in my case, if we go to my followers, we have a lead here in my case. We have a lead here. We have a lead here. A lead here, a lead here, and so on. So yeah, followers, story viewers, likers, commenters, these are warm and easier to convert. Then we have third source, ad engagers, people who interact with ads in your niche. Use this only when needed. So it could be, you finding an ad and you see people interacting with it. Let's say I'm a setter coach and I see another setter coach who is running ads, and I see that people are liking his reel, and then I interact with them. Then use this only when needed. And fourth source, hashtag search, lower quality, use only when everything else is empty. So I can give you an example. If we go here, appointment setter, something like that, we should be able to find some leads, right? So, okay, they are hiring appointment setters. 23 weeks, 23 weeks ago, 35 weeks. I believe I can filter it now. Yeah, you need to play with it. You need to play with it a bit to find either roles or to find either leads. You need to be using this strategy. So yeah, hashtag search, lower quality, use only when everything else is empty. So I'm not recommending you to use this only. You could also, I'd recommend you leveraging those three strategies and leave this one if you are in a position when everything else is empty. And yeah, because you will need to play with it a bit to find, let's say, businesses, to find leads, and etc. Then section 4, outbound DM strategy. So the goal is to stand out and start a natural conversation. Never start with hey. I never respond. I actually get those messages a lot, and if I see a hey, like I'm just like not going to respond. How are you is also like, or what is up? Nah, you need to like use something like, bro, why are you giving so much value? Looks like a full playbook. I've been watching your moves, solid work. Your profile looks strong, but are you getting clients from it or only building a following? You will be big in 6 months or you're already crushing it. Which one is it? These openers get attention and they're not the ones that are everyone using. So you're making in some kind of way pattern interrupt pattern interrupt. Then yeah, so I hope it makes sense. If you're not going to understand something, feel free to reach out to me on WhatsApp. And then we have section 5. Every conversation has 3 steps. Build trust, say something specific about them. It can be, for instance, your content looks clean, your offer makes sense, and never give fake compliments. Step 2, find the pain point. Ask simple questions that show what they are struggling with. So use the framework I have given you in the WOP 11-step framework. Where do your clients come from? Which channel feels inconsistent? What is stopping you from scaling? If you could fix one thing this week, what would it be? Pain points open the door for value, right? So I can't stress enough how important is that. Like, if you're going to understand this process, you're going to be an A plus setter. So if you need, rewatch this video. I expect you to rewatch it over and over again, but I'm giving you like a lot of value now, guys. So please understand that you need to understand the pain point, and then once you do that, you're going to open the door for value. Then step 3, give small value. So once you know the problem, let's say they have told you that ads are not performing and this is why I haven't scaled to 100,000 euros a month, for instance. And once you know that problem, you can say, I saw this a lot. Let me show you how we fixed it for a client. This is common. I can show you a simple solution. Then you move to the loom. And now we're going to be talking about the loom. Don't worry, you don't need to be sending that. This is very important. So as I said, guys, if you need to rewatch this video, I hope it all makes sense. I'm trying to explain everything in basic English. But now, because we understand their pain point, we offered them to send a loom. We told them that this is coming. I can show you a simple solution. We've already fixed that for one of the clients. How are you going to know that if you're working for an appointment setter? If you have case studies, if you're working for a business that has case studies, testimonials, some kind of client results, then it's all good. You can refer to them, right? So section 6, setters do not create looms. Setters do not record looms. Setters only trigger looms. The setter job is find the lead pain point, offer a loom as a simple way to show the solution. When the lead says yes, tell the business owner to film a short loom. So you can just tell them they should accept. If they're not accepting it, they're being delusional. Because like loom strategy 2025, like 2024, it has worked really well. It is working till this day and it will work. So yeah, then send the loom to the lead. Like if you're not going to go past this process, you can, as a setter, you are the authority in your field, so you should be able to explain that, like how valuable is that and etc. Obviously, like eventually, once you're going to get more experience, you're going to understand how to do that, how to explain the value of it. Send the loom to the lead, then continue the conversation and book the call afterward. And the loom shows the expertise of the business owner, not the setter, obviously. And good lines for triggering a loom. This is easier to show in a short video. Want me to send it? So as I said, you can have this playbook while working with a client near you. And this is a good example, good, how to say, scripts, not scripts, good framework to have. I guess like you could copy and paste it, right? Because if you're using this strategy, you can just like copy and paste it. Let's say this is easier to show in a short video, want me to send it. So this is good lines for triggering a loom to get a response of yes, send me that loom. Too long to explain in a text, I can send you a quick breakdown. I have a short video that explains how to fix this part. Want it? How the process works. So this is basically how the process works if you want to trigger a loom. And then how the process in general works when the lead agrees, once the lead agrees, then you're going to message the business owner, for example. So let's see, the lead has agreed to it. Then you're going to send a message to a business owner. Lead name, it's important, right? It needs to be personalized. Remember that, guys. Said the problem is now Instagram leads. Can you record a short loom explaining how to fix it? You can mention it. 90 to 120 seconds ish of the video. It is a short video, right? So it's not going to be a problem for the business owner to film it. And then 3, the business owner records it. 4, the setter sends it to the lead. Then continue conversation and book the call. This is how looms work in a setter roles, and you're going to warm the potential client because of the loom. Like after watching the loom, they're going to get the value. They're more likely to book a call. So yeah, I hope it makes sense. And section 7, loom structure. Use that to coach a business owner that you're working for. You need to also become in some kind of way coaches because you are the authority in your field. So a loom should be short, simple, and high value. Best length is 90 to 120 seconds. So 90 seconds. The loom should have a short introduction about the lead issue. In this scenario, a quick visual like a system or simple page, one small solution, a casual exit line. I kept it short. If you want, I can show you more on a quick video chat, And the loom, as he said, builds trust and increases bookings. So I'm going to read it again, explain it again. So a short introduction about the problem, in this case, lead issue. Then a quick visual like a system or a simple page. Then one small solution and a casual exit line like I kept it short. If you want, I can show you more in a quick chat. The loom builds trust and increases bookings. So you can just like send this. I can put it in yellow. You can send this for a business owner that you're working for. You need to become an authority in some kind of way of a coach because you are better at appointment setting than the business owner that you're working. Like obviously not in the beginning, but eventually. So I hope it makes sense, like this process with looms. Then we have section 8, how to book calls the easy way. So never use the word call, never use the word consultation.